There has to be something in this labyrinth of plants. I can push them in a bit, but they're still wiggling. The bolts are only a few centimeters deep inside the plant. They won't be able to carry me. The indentations are pretty... I might be able to grab the meteorite with it. I'll extinguish it again. Right. Now they're pretty stable. Yes! Oily... Careful.
Do you think this is a good idea? Does taking this risk bring you closer to your goal?
Chill out, Core. Unusual situations require unusual measures. And what I'm gonna find in this crater is going to be quite unusual.
According to my calculations, the outcome of climbing one of these plants is lethal in 9.4% of all cases. Statistics are no joke.
I hurled my butt through space inside of a hunk of metal with controlled ionic detonation. You really think I'm scared of a bit of free climbing? This plant is sturdy, and all that's beneath it is a puddle. And I have to climb it anyways to find a way out of the swamp, because otherwise we'd die. Sometimes you have to live dangerously, Core, or you might never live at all. Don't you have a curiosity algorithm? Or some humor routines? If we're really going to starve, dry up, or get eaten by aliens, I want to at least be able to laugh.
You want me to be funny?
Yes, exactly. Well, we'll practice. Okay then. Say something funny.
Calculating.
I'm waiting.
Joke confirmed. What did the sun say to the earth?
No, I don't want you to tell me a joke. Make fun of our situation. About the swamp, our location, about me, about yourself, anything. I mean, you can tell me about dangers if you want, but just do it more interestingly, more excitingly, maybe even sarcastically.
I understand. So, should you fall from the plant, please scream as loudly as possible so Mark Bennett can find us. Because I can't catch you or perform first aid.
Good attempt at sarcasm, Core. Could have been worse. Let's see. All I have to do is not drop it. Slowly. Got it. And now... pretty heavy. But there it is. Now I've got the meteorite. There's no... The blue shimmering meteorite from the crater. It's probably what caused the water to be blue.
Highly likely. It is full of blue salt crystals that slowly dissolved in the water.
hope all the trouble I went through with the meteorite was worth it. I'll just put it into the shallow water. It's actually coloring the water. Together with the blood, it turns it purple. Let's just hope it isn't a megalomaniac meteorite out to take over the world. Huh, looks like they didn't like that. But, more importantly, they went purple for a second before they fled. I think the meteorite won't be any use here. I'll take it back with me.
What are you trying to do?
Unpleasant, but unavoidable.
Physical exertion to relieve stress?
That should have been worth it. Take a look. Yes! The lake is turning blue. It looks like it's working. The mosquitoes turned blue for a second. But they flew away. They don't seem to like the plant's juice anymore after we tampered with it.
Humankind is famous for this behavior. A function ecosystem that humanity does not fully comprehend is altered and permanently damaged, all out of pure self-interest. All the indigenous fauna can do is flee.
If I can escape this planet by giving the indigenous fauna a bellyache, then I'll gladly be the poster child for my species' wrongdoings.
I have seen worse specimens of your species.
A huge crack in the... If we find that rift...
Or we find the plant itself. The signal is coming from this direction and is about 4.1 kilometers away. There is a 29-meter descent here with nowhere for us to climb down. The only way up appears to be this plant that has broken through the cliff over there.
Can you follow the plant now that is soaking up the blue water?
Unfortunately not. I cannot detect the liquid with my sensors.
Then we have to find out some other way which of these are this plant's tendrils. Yes, that worked. Now all...
What a strange...
They went blue for a second. Did you see that?
Affirmative.
Then that must mean that this is a limb of the plant that goes down the edge towards the bottom. Does that make sense?
Affirmative. Any other plant absorbing water that has been colored by this or any other meteorite should have withered by now.
Excellent. Let's follow it. Here's the tear. That should be interesting.
You could just jump. There's a 91% chance of you slipping and falling anyway.
I'd rather be deceived by your statistic. And down. Ha! Piece of cake. Now all we have to do is stick to the signal's direction. The torch is burned out anyway.
The signal is coming from this direction. The source is about 2.9 kilometers away and has not moved.
Okay, Core, let's go. You can nap later. We can manage the rest, too. Core, are you okay?
The signal strength is decreasing rapidly. I will attempt to increase reception capacities to secure more precise coordinates.
It's decreasing? Then collect as much data as you can.
Completed.
Good. Then we should hurry. Okay, Core. It's getting easier. How far are we? Unbelievable.
An outpost of the INC. Number 1124.
Looks deserted. Is this where the signal came from?
It is highly likely that the signal was transmitted from here until it stopped abruptly a few minutes ago, probably from inside the facility.
That's... that's great.
My sensors indicate a high irony content in your words.
You're right. I mean, this is just all so strange.
Strange? Should you not be feeling relieved that we found this place?
I am, but we should be careful. We don't know what's waiting for us. Can you see a way inside?
There's a large gate there, Tessa.
Thanks for the subtle hint. I doubt there'll be a red carpet reception for me if I ring the doorbell, but it's worth a try. Lots of pieces of scrap that are caught up on each other, as if they were one solid piece.
Outpost 1124 of the Intergalactic Mining Corporation. The station is made of various materials, for instance iron, steel, and titanium. I cannot detect any major life forms. My sensors indicate your heart rate is elevated at 121 BPM. I recommend a thorough medical checkup.
No, I'm just excited.
Why?
It's our job to explore foreign planets, foreign worlds, alien conscience. We throw ourselves into the unknown. It's the life I always dreamed of.
Maybe you should focus on survival for now and go inside.
You may be hard to excite, but you do make for a good voice of reason.
I could fly in and take a look around.
I thought of that, but no. I don't want to risk you getting in danger. If I lose you, I'll have an even bigger problem than if we just turned around and stayed together.
Understood. That was my assessment, too. I cannot, however, judge whether your decision was made out of empathy or pragmatism, but I will gladly stay safe.
This pole is pretty beat up and loose. It's only hanging onto a single bolt that's sticking out. The bolt it's stuck on is rusted. I can't screw it out or scratch it off. It's no use. I'll lean on it and hit it, but I assume it's too light.
This bolt's interior is made of hardened ceramic. Heat won't help you, Tessa.
It's a bit looser than before, and the bolt is sticking out even further. It might be loose, but I can't get it off like this. It's a bit looser than before, and the bolt is... It's possible to cut a bit with this welder, but I won't be able to cut open the pole. No matter how hard I pull, the bolt just... It's no use. The pole is hanging onto the bolt. I have to get it off somehow. It's not unusual for nature to reclaim abandoned buildings. The plants have grown right into these rooms. If there was someone living here, they'd have taken care of them. Unless that person had more important things to deal with. There's always something better to do. It's not unusual. The plants have grown. If there was someone living, there's always some. That's just a construction to protect the station from erosion. It's stuck on, rusted through. It won't move an inch. But it's sticking out quite a bit.
This bolt's interior...
Brute force it is, then.
You might still have needed that one.
I know.
It might have helped to break into an outpost.
Yeah, I get it. But now we've got this post here.
A post.
Yes, a post. Useful in many of life's sticky situations.
Searching database. No use case found, other than sticking it into the ground. As a post.
I've got the hands and I'm the one who has to improvise.
You are the person who lashes out with a hammer.
Just keep reading your database quietly.
I think not. One of us should watch where we are going.
Okay, I admit it. Your sense of direction is better than mine. I don't know why I should do anything with this. I don't know why I should... Now that's a big door.
You should knock. It looks like you're trying to knock. Would you like help?
Huh. Looks pretty overgrown and abandoned, but the station was still able to send a signal. Strange. Hello? No answer. But maybe it's for the best. After all, I don't know what might have answered. We can't open it. Climbing up won't work either, and if I fell and broke something, that would just complicate things. What does the way around this look like, Core?
Good, but you would have to walk 1.9 kilometers to circumvent the plateau, maybe more.
And statistics don't lie, yeah. But I guess we'd have the same problem there, too. It's a no-win situation. You scanned the station, but maybe you could scan the surroundings too? Maybe we can find some more clues.
The floor covering is made from the same material as the rest of the station. It seems to have a hole in it here. Perhaps it was originally inside a rock that is no longer where it used to be. There might be a way inside below these materials.
So close, but I won't be able to get through this door. The hole underneath... Where among this pile of scrap could I use this? Yes! I can see a hole through the gaps in the metal. We have to move this scrap out of the way somehow so we can get down there. It's lying on this left side and right on the hole. I just can't lift it. I can't attach this end. There's the knot and the rest of the tie-down strap. Maybe I... Yes! I can get it off with this. Damn, these metal pieces are too caught up on each other. I'll put it under here. I'll put it under here. It's lying on this left side and right on the hole. Let's see. Maybe it will roll on this cylinder. Damn, the pole broke. Anyway,
It's done.
There's a drop-off a few meters here, and then we're in, Core. Almost. Can you scan the cave for any dangers, Core? But, stay on the ceiling, just so nothing can attack you.
MEV, Mechanically Expendable Vanguard. On its way.
So, what's down there?
There is a giant dragon lying on a pile of gold, and he has a cold. Sorry about that. It is safe. The room is stable and appears to be connected to the station. No significant life forms detected.
Good. I can't get down there without...
Before you ask, I am not suited for...
Are you saying? It might fit through the lug. Yes! Excellent. The strap has been pushed through the lug.
We can wedge this part in, and the strap is secure. Yeah, that works. A roof over my head. Unbelievable. I was really worried about what today would bring when I woke up in the morning. This is almost exactly what I wished for. I mean, it looks just like I feared it would, but whatever.
I agree. As long as we can find a water supply, you will be able to survive here for a while.
We might find one inside the station. You said the signal came from in there, right?
Correct. This door is the only way inside. It is made of titanium and is not very thick, but you will probably not be able to open it manually due to its weight. You need electricity for its gear mechanism.
We shall see. But this door isn't as much of a problem as the mother of all doors up there is.
My psychological subroutines find this comparison to be very odd. Do you always conflate size and power? What was your childhood like?
Just turn off these routines.
This room is the drilling station. The machine on the ceiling can utilize multiple attachments. It is currently equipped with a magnet beam which loosens parts from underground and transfers magnetic metals to the surface. Workers can climb down the sides to manually retrieve non-magnetic sediment from the ground or to carry out repairs. It looks like this room has a self-contained power supply system. Would you like me to fly into this dark, obvious, menacing, apparently bottomless hole?
Well, yes.
There is a lot of metallic debris on the ground, but nothing else of note.
What's this device?
A robot arm with a universal mounting for drilling equipment. There is a magnet beam currently installed. It can pull in magnetic objects and repel them. That way you can transport them and retrieve metal from the ground. These are ore samples that were mined here.
There are crystals inside one of them. There's a strange attachment lying around here. These stone and metal samples are so heavy. They're also rock hard and solid. I can't...
Take it with you.
No. Come on already. I can't get it out with brute force. Any ideas?
You should loosen the crystals by softening the ore. Then this crystal won't help us. Better save the gap. The ore won't help us at the better save. A match will do nothing.
Come on.
You should loosen.
I've seen computers struggling that were less dusty.
It seems to be damaged only on the outside. Everything appears to be fine on the inside.
You sound like a psychiatrist.
With this fusion generator, the room can maintain its own energy circuit. A security system, in case any human or other biological life form has an emergency in the drilling shaft.
Well, we've already got our emergency. Court, is it really safe?
Of course, it is a small version of a standard fusion generator, roughly the size of an average washing machine.
Okay, then let's put this fusion in spin cycle. Ugh, come on! Yes!
Hey! Good boy. Brainless machines.
It's still working! I never thought I'd be happy to hear the ear-splitting noise made by a machine like this. These thick cables lead down into the shaft, probably to power the lamps and other stuff down there. Oh, some small metal parts came loose, but they won't help me. Yes, I'm carrying magnetic items around, and I'm pretty attractive myself, but that's not something we have to prove in an experiment. There were some magnetic metal parts in the hole. A pretty...
Take it with.
Some bars that might lead us to the station's interior.
No, these bars are part of a ring-shaped air exhaust system. The outlet is somewhere outside of the station.
What's this hole for? It looks like it's bottomless. Hello? Echo!
A drilling hole for the mining of substrate samples. Small amounts are transported up these holes in order to specifically drill for mineral deposits. I assume this area of the outpost was constructed first. The machine above it can be replaced by a mechanical drill or a suction tube to either loosen or remove the materials. In certain cases, employees have to climb down to carry out specific tasks. The IMC's Industrial Safety Guidelines state in paragraph 924 section 2 that such tasks may not be carried out without the correct safety equipment.
I don't need paragraphs to tell me not to do something like that without a good reason. Looks like there's nothing magnetic left in the hole. It's starting, but there's nothing magnetic close by. It's starting, but there... It's starting. It's... It's starting, but there's no... It's starting, but there's... Oh, some small metal parts came loose, but they won't help me.
What? Come on, open up! You've got power. What else do you want?
Oh, wait a moment. I see. The emergency power supply only powers the machines and lights in this room. All doors appear to be locked by an alarm protocol that belongs to the station's main system.
So what else can I do? Use a crowbar? I won't be able to burn a hole in the door with this, not even with all the cavities. I can attach things with the welder, but not open things. If I put it in the cavities between the struts, it might stay. Yeah, looks good. I'd better put on the helmet.
If this does not work, we will not be able to remove it again. Are you sure this is a good idea?
It's going to work. Trust me, Core. The welder is out of gas and nothing more than dead weight now. Core, do you have any final objections, hints, or prayers you want to share?
No. My calculations indicate a relatively high chance of success. I will not disclose the exact number so as not to worry you. If this fails, however, it could ruin the entire mechanism and jam it forever.
And you think that would not worry me? Okay,
Unpleasant, but unavoidable.
let's go. A real beauty.
The high probability was correct. Statistics don't lie.
Neither do physics. Yes, a way inside. Finally. What is that? Mark? Hey! Stop! What the? How can you? Where did he go?
I am not registering any signs of life.
But I saw something, a shadow, the silhouette of a human. He ran away.
I assume my sensors are somewhat more precise than your eyes.
So you're saying I'm imagining things? Well, this situation is getting to me, so I guess I can't rule it out. Stay positive, Tessa. We did it. We're in. That's something, at least. There's nothing going on here in the station. Where did the signal come from, Core?
From this direction. Enhancing location. There is a light source up in the command center.
You're right. Let's go. Maybe I was right after all. Hello? Nothing. No light. No person. Not even energy by the looks of it. Damn it!
Your heart rate is too high, Tessa.
Keep my heart rate out of it. I'm allowed to get upset about all this crap. What is this all about? We both saw the light core. It was up here, no doubt. And now I'm here and there's nothing? No power, no source of light, nothing. What the hell is going on here? And the signal. What could have been sending it, Core?
This is definitely the source, but I cannot find any electricity in the vicinity, just the generator we started.
What was it then? 11 hedgehogs and a hamster wheel? An average-sized toucan with a megaphone?
Both of these theories are probably incorrect.
Sorry for getting so riled up, Core. I mean, it's not your fault. So you've lost the signal and there's no power here. Nor are there any signs of life from anyone. Or anything. Are you able to tell us more about the outpost now?
Yes, this is an independent drilling and research station. Judging by the condition of its building materials, it was probably built 20 to 40 Earth years ago. I could find all details in the database. But I have a theory now what kind of planet we are on and where it might be located.
Well, let's hear it.
Visualization initialized. I have the slightly disconcerting suspicion that the station is not close to any inhabited planets. These are almost always incorporated into designated trade routes. They have an alternating crew of more than 400 people, as this allows for the transportation of large amounts of necessary goods. The station we currently find ourselves in, however, is autonomous and small, and its regular crew could not have encompassed more than 40 people. I assume that it was part of a research program which erected stations such as this one at the edge of the known parts of the galaxy. Ships are sent to these stations in regular intervals of more than a year, as long as they are in service. In the meantime, the stations function autonomously. At some point, they are abandoned once the borders of explored territory shift.
But there must have been some kind of communications channel for emergencies.
Indeed, but direct interstellar communication is too slow. It could take months for a signal to reach another planet. These stations help themselves. They have no choice. However, IMC ships regularly fly through these areas to pick up any signals. If necessary, they can help or relay information to headquarters. There might also be trading or exploration ships from other companies that could receive signals from here long before they reach any inhabited planets.
So that means if we transmit a distress signal, it's more like a smoke signal on a lost island at sea. Not like calling emergency services via landline that will be there tomorrow.
Correct.
So, reaching someone will take time, but it's not impossible. As soon as the station has enough power, it will keep us alive and can continuously emit signals to the transport routes so someone can pick us up.
Correct.
Then let's do it.
Good. The power supply comes from an incineration plant in the station's west wing. We received a signal from here, so the communication systems seem to be intact.
It's nice how both of us are just ignoring the fact that the signal shouldn't have existed, just like the light. But okay, we should just be glad that we noticed it and we're here now. Now we just need power.
The outpost's main control room. The consoles on the left side are used for communication inside and outside of the station. Processes like drill depth, garbage incineration, and door locks are supervised on that platform over there. The devices on the right side are used to control air and water, and you can also access mission databases and authorizations. This whole room is connected to the incinerator's main energy supply. Some repair work was started on these electronics but never got finished.
They obviously never finished the work on this cable shaft. There's a hollow, sturdy metal cylinder here full of holes. Some kind of cable duct, I suppose. It's not screwed in, but welded onto the shaft with thin strips of metal.
This is the communications console with which signals can be sent to other planets or through space.
That's our way out of here, as long as we can get it powered up.
Correct. Once the incinerator is providing energy, we will have access to the database where we should be able to find flight paths close to this planet. Then, a signal will only be a few button pushes away.
Good. Well, better than nothing anyway. Let's keep working on the incinerator then. Once we've got to it, that is. This console won't help us without power. This console won't help us. It all looks so beautiful from up here, as if the outpost has just become one with nature. That's strange.
What do you mean?
The cables. The station is overgrown, but that doesn't tear out cables. Nothing helpful. It won't move. But it's open just a crack. But it didn't work like it did with the other door there. A metal bar was stuck in the door to keep it open.
If I calculated this station's procedures and automatic systems correctly, then there are various, specific, manual steps executed by humans necessary to achieve this outcome. Usually, the security system would open this door. There must have been an emergency lockdown while someone was holding this bar in place, analogous to the locked door by the drilling room.
Oh, Compared to the control room, this place is full of random assortments of outdated technology. Apart from this robot arm, nothing really belongs here, I think.
In self-sustaining facilities, it is not unusual to adjust the equipment according to the given conditions, as long as the people in charge know what they are doing, or they have a core.
I can imagine. A workbench full of trash and signs of wear and tear. That's what every DIY enthusiast dreams of. The only thing left inside here are a cable, a kind of nozzle, and a lot of screws. This console won't help us without power. A coffee machine. What a surprise.
A multi-purpose room. It was originally meant as a storage room, but now it contains multiple computers and a kind of workshop area. There are wheels attached to the wall that can be used to move the robot. However, it still needs power in order to be extended. There is a sort of maintenance hatch in the floor here.
I'm sure this display is used to control the mechanism next to it. Court, that looks like a 3D printer.
Correct. This machine can turn virtual models into reality by applying liquid synthetic materials and metals layer by layer and then hardening them. How do you know that?
I remember I did some research into this topic. My long-term memory seems to be working at least.
But it needs power. The robot can be moved using these wheels, but only down here, even though it should be able to stretch upwards.
That is probably only for maintenance purposes and to be able to get it out of the way if it cannot move on its own anymore.
I don't think it'll be useful to me anywhere, so I'll just move it back. A robot arm that seems to be able to move around along these rails. But what does it do?
There are boxes stored in the ceiling. This robot arm is the only way of reaching these and getting them down.
A gas burner with two tubes, both of which aren't connected to anything. Oh, lots of cogs. This has to be the robot's mechanism. Lots of cogs and very... I could get out the cog up here, but I don't think I'll need it. They're attached with nuts, not with screws. There are some elements and materials written down here. The crack is just a few millimeters wide because there's a thin metal plate stuck in it. But I can't get my fingers through, and I can't grab the plate either. If anything, I should try it by the gas. The crack is just a few millimeters, but I can't... If anything...
Nothing helpful.
We are also going to need power here.
Yeah, you're right, but I can't find any mechanical way of opening them either. I can't move it. It's a bit rusty, but it's working. Yes, that looks like a manual mechanism.
This does not conform to regular standards. There is a cog missing.
There's a cog missing.
The mechanism would work again if we're going to be looking.
Cogs and gears of varying sizes and kinds.
It extends across the whole floor.
I need a similar cog. I can get out the cog up here, but I don't think it's the right size. If I'm going to destroy robots, I should at least be sure of what I'm doing. Nope, too wide. It says medical ward on the door. It's locked, and I can't see any way of moving it or reaching the mechanism.
These pipes would transfer the air heated in the garbage disposal to various areas across the station.
Them to work and revive this facility. These are definitely the control room's windows. That's where I saw the light flickering, even though there's not a single electron flying around here.
Technically, electrons don't fly, they transmit electricity by.
Well, fly along after me, Core. There's no time for anything else. This is the main entrance where we climbed through the hole under the junk, right?
Correct. But just like all the other doors, it needs power to open.
Behind this is the incinerator plant that powers everything, right?
Correct. Also, the vehicle hangar. According to my data, the doors should have an emergency mechanism with which you can manually open them. We only need to find the access point.
The mechanism to open the door. I'm going to have to turn the cog, but I'll need a tool for that. The main cog has an attachment with 3 spokes. The attachment fits onto the large cogwheel, but I can't move it like this. The attachment fits onto... I keep slipping off the attachment. I need some kind of lever that I can...
This is the communication.
Yes, exactly. But we have to find some tools to get through the door to... This console won't help. It's not screwed in, but welded onto the shaft with thin strips of metal. That's strange.
What do you mean?
The cables. The station is overgrown, but that doesn't tear out cables.
These barrels have been here for ages. I can't read what's inside them, they're too rusty.
It should not be anything dangerous, otherwise these plants would not be growing here so abundantly. That is logical. I hope.
Nature is reclaiming this place. The plants are growing into the station from outside. That might be useful. Perfect fit. Excellent. Everything fits together and the attachment fits onto the cog. Now I can turn it and operate the mechanism. Now all I have to do is replace the missing cog. It's screwed in place. I need another gear like this one. Excellent. Everything fits together. Now all I have to do... Cogs and gears of varying sizes and kinds.
It extends across the whole.
I need a similar cog to find one here that would fit the other mechanism. I can get out the cog up here, but if I'm going to destroy robots, I should... A robot arm that seems to be able to move around along these rails. I don't think it'll be useful to me anywhere. I don't think it'll be useful. It's screwed in place. I need another gear like this. Excellent. Everything. Now all I have to do is replace. Excellent. Now all. Yes. It's tight. Cogs and gear.
It extends across.
I need a. None of these cogs are the right size. Core, please analyze the rest of the mechanism and tell me if you can find a cog that's similar to this one.
Yes, the mechanism was altered in one place and a cog of the same type was used.
Great, save the information. We have to be able to move it over here somehow.
Well, it's part of the robot mechanism.
Core, please show me the cogs and highlight the ones we're looking for in green. There has to be some way of getting the ones we need to the maintenance hatch. Yes, I did it! The cog is sitting in the maintenance area and I can reach it. Yes! Got it.
I have the tools, and the mechanism is repaired. Let's give it a try.
Excellent.
I have the tools. Yes! Oh, it's working! Just a little more. That's it!
I guess I'll need that robot in the storage room, so I'll take the cog with me again.
Wow. This facility is huge. Is this the garbage incineration?
Correct. Garbage, rubble, and any flammable materials are burned here. The resulting heat is used to generate power.
Burning stuff for electricity? That's a bit antediluvian.
At that time, this crude technology ensured independence from energy cells that were not known to work on this planet. A certain amount of energy is always stored to ensure the facility can power up.
So we just push a button, the power turns on, and we can use the communications console?
Not correct. Firstly, we need to activate the remaining energy via the console. Then we can use the machine and transport materials to the furnace to activate it. Once the facility has reached its full capacity, all systems will be active and we can continue. This is the incinerator for garbage, flora, and anything else. It is the outpost's main power source. It activates the power circuit, which is supplemented by solar panels on the roof and maintains the energy supply at night or in bad weather. The efficient buffer tank still appears to be intact. There is a strange object over here.
It's not holding anything in place, so I can take it with me.
Oh yeah, I can already see myself roaring across the planet in this, finding interesting places, strange plants, and breathtaking monuments.
You should focus your attention on repairing the energy supply and transmitting the emergency signal.
You're no fun. But once I'm finished, that's how I'll kill the time. That's one big pile of junk.
This is the storage silo for garbage, scrap, and other flammable materials used in the furnace, the main power source. The floor here can also be lowered. Of course, there is also an automatic transport mechanism, but only once the facility has been powered up.
So this stuff needs to be over there?
Correct.
Oh, this is heavy, and there's a lot of it.
There are some things that might help you over by the control console.
It's empty and can't be moved by hand. Oh boy. That's a lot of buttons and levers.
There should be a round, green button labeled "Push to close." Here it is. Push it. Very good. The remaining energy is powering the console. I have also gained access to the console. Scanning manual.
You're a fast reader, right?
Yes, done. By pressing here, you will enable the use of the remaining energy for the machines in this room. To power up the facility, you must activate the mechanism that loads the material from the silo into the cart. That would be this lever over here.
Beauty.
Now push the cart forwards. Use this.
Nothing happened. And it didn't sound too good either.
Next is the crane. You can open and move it at this desk here.
Nothing. It's all rusted through. Too dirty or just broken. I can't move it while it's in that state.
We need the cart and the crane to activate the garbage disposal. Otherwise, we will not be able to use the station's communications console to call for help. The cart has become immobile due to mineral deposits and rust. We must find a way to move it again.
There's some interesting stuff here. Maybe I can use some of it.
The things you find in the trash. The silicone gun's attachment is broken, but the handle and the mechanism. The rusty saw blade of a chainsaw, so it's a saw chain. A wheel chock made of a heavy, sturdy metal. It's pointed at the front. The cog from the mechanism that opens the door to the garbage disposal.
That should come in handy. But why won't it go all the way to the silo?
Its job is to transfer burning materials straight to the furnace. Storing the materials in the silo is just a makeshift solution.
And this could really sustain the facility for an extended amount of time?
The efficiency coefficient is very high. Also, the floor can be lowered depending on available materials. With just half a ton of materials, we will have enough energy for at least 1 Earth week, if we shut down some systems, even longer. This is the communications
Yes, but the garbage disposal still won't produce energy.
Looks like I can put the cog back. A workbench full.
And of course, It would take an eternity if I tried melting solid metal over an open fire. I have to... It's empty. The tube attachment to it isn't connected to anything. A gas burner with 2 tubes. A workbench full of... And of course, this console won't... A coffee machine. I'm sure this display is used to control... but it needs... Well, at least it fits. With just a bit of force. Yes! My fingers can fit through now. Open sesame! The research lab. I bet Tony would have felt right at home here. This baby won't work without power. A small laboratory cabinet. It's locked. Lots of bottles with chemical inscriptions. They're all empty. The glass flask. What would chemistry be without it? Oh, a laser generator that normally belongs to a cutting device. Pretty dangerous to just leave lying around here. There are also some notes and a drawing. The laser cutter we used in our last mission could not be salvaged. Only the generator itself as well as the power cell are still functional. You're right. You need some form of defense. I wish I could give you more, but I don't have time. Here are some instructions on how I would do it. Be extremely careful. Defense against what?
I'll put these notes aside. They're on some sort of scale. I might need that. And I'll take the rest with me.
The laser cutter we used in our last mission could not be salvaged. You're right. This one is full of plants and fruit. Oh, a source of food. How did they survive this long?
This appears to be a clever, self-sustaining ecosystem. There is probably an outside connection here somewhere.
Is there any way we can get to those plants? Maybe we can break one of the windows.
If the incubator has power and the system is undamaged, you can retrieve the fruits again and again while maintaining the balance. If you break the glass, you will be able to harvest the fruit, but the plants will not survive for much longer afterwards. The incubator can be opened via this console's display. To do this, the power supply must be active. The biotope can sustain itself, however, and is still intact after all this time.
I don't know who or what might have done this, but the display is broken. These plants are dying, but they're not quite dead yet.
On planets like this one, they often use plants that can survive even in the harshest of conditions. Their fruits are cultivated in such a way that they can produce new crops even after a long time has passed.
I see. Yes, these yellow fruits are still fresh. I'll take one with me. It might come in handy.
This is a peculiar combination. So, this room is made up of parts of a biology lab version 1.29 and 1.40, as well as a metal experimentation room version 4.01. It was conceptualized as a white room, but apparently they were not too strict when following the guidelines. The plants in these incubators are odd. Both units are deactivated, but the plants inside have survived. The glass panes at the front have been destroyed, as if someone had smashed them. The rearmost unit is still intact.
Attention warning, hydrochloric acid.
There is a highly complicated mechanism built in which ensures only qualified personnel actually operate it. This will not be easy. I will scan my databases for any instructions.
Result: push both plastic parts aside and then pull the lever.
I would never have guessed that.
Of course not. That's a child safety lock. And you're not a child. Ugh, forget it. I need some kind of container to transport this stuff.
I should be careful with this, or I'll be needing medical assistance. This stuff can eat through all sorts of substances and minerals. The laser generator should still be working. That's what it said on the note. But I need more parts to get it working. The things you find in the trash. The silicone gun's attachment is broken, but the handle and the mechanism still work. That won't work as long as there's no tube attached to the nozzle. I found this with the laser generator. Some sort of sketch or manual on how to turn this generator into a laser cutter with the right equipment. The generator's trigger and switch can be connected, but I can't put them together like this. The things you find in the trash.
No, these parts aren't suitable.
The acid is burning through the rust.
Now all we need is the card itself. That doesn't sound good at all. Something seems to be blocking. The shovel is
We won't be able to move it.
so we somehow have to get rid of. Come on already. I can't get it out with brute force. Any ideas?
You should loosen the crystals by softening the ore. Then
Maybe I can get it out like... The acid isn't affecting it, just the rock around it. I wonder if...
Yes! The rock is... There it is.
I could probably focus the beam with this, but I can't hold it in front of it the whole time. I'm going to need some... I found this with the laser...
No, these parts aren't suitable for what it says in the instructions. No, these parts aren't suitable for what it says in the instruct.
I should be careful with this, or I'll be needing medical assistance. Just a pile of...
The cart has become immobile due to mineral deposits and rust. We must find a way to move it again.
I'll take the shorter tube with me.
Cut? This fruit is so soft, it's more like mashing it. Oh, I pierced a hole in it, and now there's an oily liquid coming out of it. I'll just pour away the contents. I know where to look if I want more.
Yes, now I can reach it.
The shovel is rusted through,
We won't be able to move.
so we somehow... A tension strap. I found this with the laser...
No, these parts aren't suitable for what it says in the instructions. I can probably detach it with these.
I found this with the laser.
Yeah, that might fit. A little bit here, more like this. Looks pretty good.
There is a saying for this, Tessa. All things considered. Be careful with that construction.
I told you. Physics don't lie. Works better than expected. The stuff is coming off the shovel nicely. Oh no, it's vibrating a lot. Hold on tight. Done. What's the... Turn off! Oh,
Over here.
damn! Ooh, that was close. If Mark had seen that, he'd be lecturing me right now.
I would gladly switch into lecture mode.
Stop yabbing. It worked. That's what matters. I should be able to move it with the console now.
Physics don't lie. You are correct.
Maintenance completed, right?
Correct.
Excellent, but we'll have to go a few more times.
Simple machines can be useful, too.
How nice of you to say.
That should be enough. All you need to do is turn it on. All precautions taken.
Well then, hold on to your butts.
I don't.
It's just a saying. Yes, that sounds good.
Startup sequence initialized. Capacity at 1%.
1%?
It will take a while for the facility to start. It has been dormant for quite a while.
I see. We're just gonna have to live with that. Is there anything I can do to help?
You could press the start button repeatedly and more vigorously while swearing. That would not change anything, but it appears to be one of your rituals.
Thanks, I'll pass. I'm tired enough as it is. It's been a long day. I should lie down. Where's the best place in the station to sleep?
Here.
Here? Where it's really loud and full of trash?
I understand that an organic life form such as yourself might have a problem with that. In that case, I recommend the drilling room.
Okay. Let's go there then. Good. So we can transmit a distress signal tomorrow, which will be picked up by all surrounding flight paths. Then all we need is for a ship to actually fly along one of those routes and notice it. Just.
Correct.
The food and water supplies are secured?
The incubators are intact. Many of the plants are unharmed and have been sustaining humans for many years. It looks quite promising.
It does, if you dismiss all the absurd things we've encountered here and throughout our journey.
It doesn't seem to make sense that we received a signal. That's true. We will be able to verify if something was transmitted from here in the outpost's protocols as soon as it is online. I registered it from within the facility. That does not mean that it came from the station's communications center.
And then there's that shadow I saw.
Probably an illusion. My sensors are set to constantly be on the lookout for signs of life. There were none.
What if it was Mark? What if something happened to him?
It can't have been him. Apart from my sensors not picking him up, he would have had to overtake us on our way through the swamp, or he would have landed here without a radio device by pure chance.
Maybe this is all more complex. I've been exploring strange planets for years, but I've never been on my own. Left to my own devices with no team. The longest I've been alone were a few expeditions in a rover. And I often thought about what it would be like to be on an expedition into the unknown, alone and free. Making mistakes, encountering problems, finding solutions, proving to nobody but myself what I can do.
Just like now?
Just like now. I don't know why, but to be honest, despite the danger, I'm enjoying the challenge. We revived a desert outpost. That's incredible. Maybe it's my anxiety playing tricks on me. My guilty conscience because I didn't look for Mark more thoroughly. All because I wanted to explore. Could I have done more? It would have made sense for me to have those hallucinations if there wasn't concrete evidence to the contrary. We both saw the light, twice, and received a signal that guided me here, to a place that might just save my life. How probable is it even for us to find something like this?
Please make your question more specific.
Well, there's nothing in Mark's protocol about what kind of mission we're on. Only that we set off from another moon later than anticipated and that we both have gaps in our memory. Then we crashed on a planet abandoned by the company. What was our goal?
Maybe this place.
Maybe. It's possible we weren't supposed to explore an unknown planet, but we were supposed to find something else on our mission here? Some kind of secret. We have to find out what happened to this place, Core. Why it was abandoned.
We will probably have enough time to do that while the signal is being transmitted.
Right. Well, then you keep watch again. I'll go and rest up.
Will do. Automatic firing systems activated.
Excuse me?
I was joking. If I notice anything sneaking around here, I will wake you up with loud beeping noises. I have elaborate waking subroutines and 12 different ringtones.
You're truly a marvel of technology, Core. Good night.
You hesitate. Despite the improvement, you're worried you won't have any thrills in the new job, right?
Yes, I guess. I know what I'm good at, but this new position would mean more money, more security.
There's regular paychecks, more time at home, more time with you, and...
Regularity, security, those aren't really things you care about. At least, you didn't until now. You know I support you. You should do whatever makes you happy. Don't do anything just for the money. We'll pull through anything, one way or another. Both of us. Together.
Have you noticed something?
What do you mean?
You were in a hopeless situation, without help, without any prospect of being saved. But you never lost your optimism. You even found the time for snappy remarks.
That's just who I am.
Maybe that's your way of working through the things that happened?
Maybe.
And it was a bit like a wish come true. The wish to explore foreign worlds.
I do that a lot.
But not under these extreme circumstances.
You're right. Some expeditions were so boring I didn't even know what to write in my report. I hated it when that happened.
You don't like desk work.
I do. I enjoy writing my reports, but something needs to have happened. I need to have experienced something. Otherwise, I get bored.
I see. Can you remember what happened the following day?
Well, there was a very strange encounter.
Good morning, Tessa. My sensors registered regular REM phases in your sleep. How are you feeling?
Good morning, Core. I feel much better, even though I'm still stranded on a foreign planet. The generator deactivated itself, but there's power for the lights. So the incinerator is running?
Correct. We are at 94% capacity. That suffices to power all systems.
Excellent. Let's get to the control room then, so we can start the distress signal before we explore any further.